What's going on, guys? So market volatility continues to the downside, and CPI data this morning printed hot only to fade into the close. All right, so what we're gonna do here in the video, we're gonna review the SPY, the Qs, the SMH, and IWM, both bullish and bearish counts. Although the SMH, guys, has or is near invalidation, and that's one of the charts that I was looking at to give me a trigger, or to give me the first warning that the markets perhaps are still in correction and not looking for upside resumption. So before we dive into the analysis, guys, consider subscribing to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, as it'll help the channel grow. Thank you so much. So here in the SPY, guys, let's take a quick look at our alternate count, all right, which is still suggesting that we may find support in the wave 2. So the wave 2 pullback should find support anything between the 438 and 432. This represents a 50% and the 618 of the wave 1 entire rally. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves confirmed here, and now we have ABC for a zigzag. So as you guys know, zigzags are often found in the wave 2, which is, could take us into a deeper correction than we normally like, but that's part of the game. So once we find support between the zone, we would like to see markets show divergence in the wave C, wave 5 of C, to then take us up to the wave 3. All right, so that's our game plan here. Otherwise, if we keep on heading lower and we break invalidation, which is still far away at 415.39, then it is likely that our alternate count is still at play, which is a correction, and we're heading lower into the wave C of wave 4. So the wave 3 completed here on January. We got the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the final fifth to the A wave. We have our A, B, and C to the upside, right? But then we found resistance in these three major levels of fib relationships, right, of different trends. So we have the orange wave structure, we have the blue and the green, which is intermediate, minor, and minute. Okay, so 618 resistance, we had the 786 resistance of the entire rally, and then the 786, which is the wave 2 to the 3 to the 4 to give us the 786 for the wave 5. All right, now we found resistance, and now we have broken invalidation, and now we're heading on lower. So if we keep on heading lower, likely we'll know soon if we start breaking south of my first trigger warning, which is the 618. All right, if we break south of 432, then it is likely that we are going to head on lower. Let's take a look at the Qs real quick. And the Qs in our main count, right, is still suggesting that we are within a wave 2 pullback. All right, now this one is likely to start triggering a little bit of the warning first before the SPY does. All right, only because we are now at the 618. So the 618 at 337.78 has found support, and that's where we close near that level. Now, are we showing any type of divergence? We're not. We're showing weakness in the RSI. We're showing weakness on the histogram and the MACD moving averages, guys. So it's not looking too good at the moment. Last level of resort to hold is anything of below or at 317. But at that point, we're going to start looking for our alternate version of this count, which is this one. All right, same thing like in the SPY. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC to the 618 again, and then we found resistance. Now, guys, look, before we continue, I've been showing you guys these alternate versions. I know that my stance is bullish, but it's always good to have alternate counts, and one of them has always been this version that you see in front of you on both the SPY and the Qs. So it's been really, really tough to dissect and label this corrections from the moment it started. All right, we've been having a lot of things thrown at us, from geopolitical events to the interest rates to inflation, that the markets are just overreacting, or not overreacting, but they are reacting to a lot of the headlines. So it's giving a lot of it's throwing off the wave structure, and we just have to adapt to it. Okay, we just nibbled on a couple of trades, and we found out that at the moment we were wrong, but we're not allocating heavily because the conviction is just not there yet. All right, guys, so the conviction right now is still to the downside. I'm still focusing on trying to see whether or not this is the case. So we're taking it one wave at a time. So the SMH, the Qs, still suggesting that we see for the downside if we start breaking invalidation levels. All right, guys, so remember, main count, if we start breaking south of 61.8% at 337.78, it is likely that we are now heading on lower. The chart that is giving me that hunch is the SMH. As you guys are very well aware of, this is a chart that I've been tracking heavily in the channel and showing you guys alternate versions of this count. So the main count here was suggesting that we are in the wave 1 and in the wave 2 pullback. A couple of days ago, we were on April the 5th, and I was suggesting that this was already the low because we had 3 waves. We ended up gapping lower into the next day, unfortunately. So that immediately triggered some warnings that perhaps the trades that we were taking had a little bit of risk to the downside, but it was at risk to ended up being a loser, right? So unfortunately, that ended up being the case, but we knew the risk of this, all right? And so far, it hasn't been playing out. So, but that's beyond the case, guys. You gotta, know when you're wrong and just move on. And again, so the bearish count here suggests that we are going to start heading on lower. So support in the wave 3 at 1618, we're likely to then bounce. And now this wave structure will be invalidated if we break north of wave 1. All right, why is that? Because wave 4 cannot retrace beyond the territory of this wave 1. So we'll likely see a little bit of a bounce coming into the remainder of the week or the next, and then we're going to start fading lower. So I want to see how we react around this zone to understand if there's a possibility to take a trade to the downside. And then last but not least, the IWM. Again, this chart keeps on fading on lower again too. Let me reset this for us. And the way we're looking at this, guys, is this is still in the complex correction. So wave 3, WX, this zone has been major resistance for quite some time now, 211 and 208, and now we're fading lower. So I do anticipate the markets will keep on fading, and just look for anything to break below 188.07. All right, guys, so back to the SPY. Just hopefully we find support around the zone, 438, 432, and the Q's the same. All right, 434 and 330, 344 and 337. Otherwise, our alternate count will suggest for the downside. All right, guys, so that was a quick update. I hope you guys are well. Let me know if you guys have any questions. See you guys tomorrow.